Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Mazda 1.6 TS automatic. See here, it's an 07 car in black. This one's done 81,800 miles. Car's very nice, very well maintained car. Drives really nicely, as you'll see in the following road test video. I apologise for doing the video around here today. Unfortunately, where I normally do them, they're doing some road works which is quite noisy, would interfere with doing the videos, so I'm doing this one here. But the car's a very nice car. Any marks are relatively minor on the vehicle, a few sort of very minor stone chips on the car, but overall it's a nice, clean, tidy example. I'll just come down to the alloys actually, because they're the worst part of the car. I mean, they're not bad. They have got a little bit of pickling on those. And I'll just come back to the one on the front here as well. Sorry, do this a bit back to front. But there are a few sort of minor marks on those. Black car, obviously, just could do with a bit of a polish just to give it an extra sheen. But it is a very straight looking car. Certainly sort of very clean, in the panel work down the sides there. You can see there's hardly any indentations at all around the back of the car. Rear bumper, again, very clean and tidy. Just a few very light kind of entry marks going in and out. And then down outside of the vehicle, again, nice and clean in the panel work. I did see one tiny little dimple dent, which I'll try and pick out for you. I do try and be critical on these things. So then alloy on the back here. It does have a bit of sort of pickling on the paint on this one, probably more than the other ones. But they are completely original alloys. They're not being sort of sprayed or blown over. So just had one little dimple dent just there, but it's ever so small. And then let's come down the final part of the car. And front alloy, again, generally good, just with a little bit on there. So overall, a car that's in very nice original condition, being very nicely looked after. Coming to the back, near side rear door card looks pretty much as new, in all honesty. Back of the seats, footwell area is all very good. And the seats themselves, the back, very nice, no rips, tears, unsightly stains or otherwise in there. It's actually very clean and tidy. Coming to the front of the car now, driver's door card again, very clean. Inside here, front seats, again, all in very good condition. There's no sort of skags, wear on the bolsters or anything of any note there at all. So inside the car now, passenger door card, again, very clean and tidy. Dashboard looks fresh as a daisy, really clean. There's no scratches or marks on there at all been kept really very nicely indeed. And all the sort of major switches, all the controls, been kept in really nice order. I think the chap was a non-smoker because the cigarette lighter has been removed, and there's absolutely no smell of anyone having ever smoked in the car. Not that I've got anything against people who do smoke, it's just that some people do ask that question. And then just coming to the dashboard, hopefully you can see 81,856 miles, engine's running, there's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Steering wheel looks and feels pretty much as new in hand as well, but all the sort of switch gear, everything's been kept very nicely inside this car. Finally, just to show you, we do have the full original owner's manual pack for the vehicle, and very importantly, lock and wheel nut key is here and present with the car, quite often overlooked. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Mazda 3, and it's the automatic version. This particular car is registered BK07YGD. Mileage at the start of the road test is 81,853 miles. Reason for the road test, as I say in all of them, very simple indeed. We just want customers to see the car in operation prior to come to see us. That way, if there are any issues with the vehicle, we can, and we always do, relay them back to you.
The road test's also done on the same very quiet country roads just outside our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you came to see and drove the vehicle. Just a very brief background to this particular car. A gentleman's just bought a Honda CR-V from us. This has been part exchanged in. He's kept the car very, very well, so I've already driven it, so I knew what it was going to be like. But a very nice car. Engine starts instantly, settles to very smooth, very even idle. There's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. But the engine itself is very, very sweet, revs freely, very, very good companion to the gearbox as well. It's just all sort of drives very nicely, suits the size of the car very nicely, but very quiet as well, very, very quiet. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox. Again, very smooth shifting, typical Japanese automatic box. They do these things very, very well indeed. Gear changes are very slick. Obviously, when you're trying out an automatic, you should always do the same sort of tests. Just see if there's any sort of delays or thumps when it's engaging gear, particularly from stationary. When you're selecting drive or reverse, it should go in very smoothly. This car obviously has the option, if you want to pull the gear lever over, you can use it in manual mode. Go up and down the gearboxes, down the gearbox that way, back up again, and it all working exactly as it should. But it's a very, very nice box. As I said, suits the car very nicely. Steering of the car, track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel at all, but it feels tight, taut and precise. Feels very good indeed. Can't feel any obvious slack in the steering. There's no kind of delays, no sort of rattling through the steering rack of the car, which you sometimes get with a bit of age coming through this sort of the steering components, but there's nothing on this. Same with the suspension of the car. Very comfortable cars. They've always been good cars, always ridden well, and this one's no different. Rides very, very nicely indeed. What again I'm looking out for on road tests on cars of this kind of age and mileage, it's just signs of, you know, age and wear starting to creep in, and that normally kind of manifests itself in kind of little sort of clunks or bangs coming from underneath the car, which is normally things like, you know, little drop links or little rubber bushes that have perished, and then you just get a bit of sort of metal on metal, and it just sounds horrible. But this is very, very smooth indeed. So much so that I've just turned around because it's going to be one of the shorter videos, because it doesn't really need a lot more saying, in all honesty. The brakes on the car, really nice solid brake pedal. There's no vibrations or pulsing coming back through the brake pedal of the vehicle, which suggests everything's in good order. The car will go through the workshops anyway as a matter of course to check the safety of the vehicle and all the major functions, but it was actually serviced about 1,000, 2,000 miles ago at most, and you know, it feels like it just feels tight and taut, it really does. Looking inside the car, apart from a valet which is going to get this afternoon at some point, very nice place to sit, very well built cars of course, but all the major controls, everything's working exactly as they should, but it's all just very simple and easy to use. If you're looking for a sort of a small practical automatic car with, you know, typical Japanese quality, it's a very, very good example of one, actually. It really is. But in essence, the video is obviously only short and brief, but it's there just to show the car in operation, and just to give you a feel for just, you know, what the car's like. But based on this and the previous drive of the car, you know, you'll be coming to see and drive, you know, very, very nice example of a, you know, very sought after little car, actually.